So this is basically a guide to how you create the videos using the articles, as well as how important it is for you to name them. I'm going to start off with the listing. So over here is a listing of the URL or the website, along with the actual URL here, a basic pen name, and the URL without the HTTP. Now these are the last two that you had actually done: backstretching exercises and bad credit history, credit card, both of which are not listed as their you know respective domain names. You had put pen name, and then you had put this other thing. I don't know how you had actually named it. It is to be named based on the exact website. So I'm just going to walk through this quickly and see if I can take relatively 5-6 minutes to do this. So let me get started. So I'm here starting off on this particular section here. I'm going to go into new projects. I'm going to go back to the home page. I'm going to click on full article to video editor. And I am now going to create a new project. Click on the next one. You've seen that before. Okay, so this is basically it here. Now the website that I would be doing would be Capital Bailey Capital Access, and BaileyCapitalAccess.com is relatively about structured settlements, right? So what I do, the first thing that I'll be doing is, of course, going to Google. Let's quickly go to Google. Looking for structured settlements. Looking for images. And you can't see it, but I'm clicking in exactly 800 by 600. Clicking and search for those. I'm looking for something. I don't know how that looks like. Structured settlements. Alright, so let's try something other than that. Let's say mutual funds or bonds. See what we get for 800 by 600. Alright. So we're seeing a couple of things here. Here's one that I have found. Here it is. So I'm just going to right click here, and I'm just going to click on save image as, and I'm saving it in a backgrounds folder. So I'm going to call it Bailey Capital Access. I'm going to name it. You can't actually see it. I'm going to show you here where I have all of them for background, for videos, etc., etc. And I'm going to name it Bailey Access Capital. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and click it. Remember, it needs to be a JPEG image or a GIF image. I don't think it accepts PNG. So I'm just going to click on save. So that has been saved. It's downloading. Great. I'm going to clear that. So now I'm going to just quickly go back to my member zero. Here we actually started it. And now I need to go ahead and find what is known as the article. So I'm going to go to easy in articles. It's taking a little while. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to look for structured settlements. Now I'm going to take somebody's article because, for the most part, what I get to understand, as long as it is not duplicated to some extent in terms of everything is written out, right? It it is key. So you can actually take the article and turn it into an audio, and of course turn it into a podcast. So I'm looking here on structured settlements 101, how structured settlements work. I This is 761 words, pretty lengthy. I'm going to quickly grab all that here, copy it, and I'm going to now go quickly. No, that's not working. I'm gonna have to go ahead and go into Notepad. I'm going to paste it in Notepad here, and I'm just going to replace a couple of things. So I'm just going to say edit, replace. So I know that I don't want any of those, so I'm going to replace all of those. I know that I don't want any dashes, so I'm going to actually replace that with a space if there are any dashes there. I also don't want any apostrophes, so which is the apostrophe here. So I'm just going to replace all of those, and then I'm just going to read through quickly. As you could have seen, it said early 1970s, right? Early, and you can just change that 1970s and spread into blah 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 1970s, and you just make sure you kind of go through it to make sure that there's no like numbers, question marks. I've not seen it give question marks a problem, so I'm going to leave those. And of course the article source here, I'm just going to go up here, and I'm going to click on enter. I'm also going to click on enter here. I'm also going to click on enter here. Just look here, I think the colon here should this colon doesn't work, so I'm going to just ensure that I replace that as well. With probably a space, colon space right there, and just replace that with a space right there, and just ensure that I have replaced all, and then just cancel that. That's just a way of doing it so that you don't actually fall into a problem. Um, what seems to happen is that if you don't break it up, you have to break up everything into sentences, especially it's like a long, thing like this. As long as there is a space between that, and I had showed you basically how to do that using um, SharePoint Designer if it works faster for you. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that now. Head back to my posting area, and I'm going to say learn how structured settlements work, a guide. I'm going to go ahead and paste the full article there. Greatly. I'm going to say finance, personal finance. I'm going to look for debt relief, currency trading, taxes, income, property, unsecured loans. I'd probably say more anything wealth building. So I'm going to ensure this is checked right here. I'm going to click the next button. It's broken up. Just make sure I just scroll up and down to make sure it looks decent. I'm going to click the next button again. So wait until it is done. Click next. Wait until that is done. Click next. Wait until that is done. Click next. And I'm just going to pause this until I'm through doing that. Okay, so basically this is what we're looking at now, which is selecting the background. So I'm going to set the background picture. Now remember what had happened is that I'm uploading a background, and I'm going to browse, and I will be looking quickly into the same file folder that says background for videos, and then I'm going to go ahead and select Daily Access Capital. Click on open. It's going to see timing right there. It's going to say it's okay. I'm going to click on OK here. Now because I know the background is that particular color, I think that yellow for the headline would do well, or probably green. One of these particular colors that you think could probably fit it. I'd probably take that. And then for the subheading now, which is going to be the URL, I'll definitely take the regular blue highlighted colors. Then I'm going to go ahead and click on next. I'm going to set the background music. I'm going to look on stock music. I'm just going to scroll down quickly. I'll probably find something like How It Begins is going to be playing. Don't worry about the time frame, and if the video is going to be as long, it will repeat until the video is over. I go ahead and click, and I'm going to carry this down to probably, I'm thinking 20, 25, 20, 25 is good. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on next. Now in the author information here, where it asks me, I'm just going to go back to my listing. So the pseudonym or pen name for this is Brian Robinson. I'm just going to click in the Excel file, click on copy. And I'm back at my section here. I'm just going to click on Control V. Where the Gmail is concerned, I'm going to click on delete right here. The website, I'm going to go back to my listing here. And Bailey Access Capital, I'm going to just Control C that there. Go back here, Control V. And of course, you want to ensure that you change this into a capital C, a capital A, capital C, and capital B. And then of course, we don't need a phone. And then we're going to say here, Brian Robinson is an accountant, and an expert author in the field of, let's say in the field of finance or wealth building. Excellent. And then I'm going to say no logo there, and then I'm going to click on the next button. And it says, even though it says red, you don't have to enter that stuff in, but it says the next button. Alright, so just click on the next, even though it's showing red, just click on the next button, it will move on. Now when you're saving the project, you need to save the project as Bailey Access Capital, so that we would know that that's the name of the website that this particular template, because it's really a template, is going to be promoting. In the next video, I'm going to basically show you how to submit it and a method that is to be used to be submitted now. So I'm going to just click on OK, and it is basically saved. And that would be the next step, would be to distribute the video to the 17 video websites, which is what I'm going to look on in the next video.